Okay, guys. Yesterday we discussed about data provider. Data provider means what? Test will be executed multiple times for different sets of input data. So the data provider provides input data to the test, and test is executing multiple times for different sets of input data. That is known as data provider. So that's what we discussed. So by using data provider, how to implement browser compatibility also we discussed. Okay. So now today's topic is TestNG parameters. Okay. So let me create a package TestNG parameters. TestNG parameters. Okay, now let me copy one of the program from base programs, TC01 add skills. So I'm copying this program. I'm copying this program, and in TestNG parameters, I'm pasting this program. Okay. So right now, I'm giving all this input data directly in the program. So username, password, and skill name and skill description. I mentioned all my input data in the send keys directly. Okay, but I don't want to view my input data directly in the program. I want to give all my input data in the testng.xml. Means I want to give all this input data in my batch file, and I want to retrieve that input data, okay, from testng.xml to testng class file. So that is the concept we are going to see. So first of all, for this testng class file, let me generate testng.xml. Okay, so how to generate the testng.xml for this one? So just I need to right click, go to TestNG and convert to TestNG. So I need to browse my package Selenium 44 project folder, src test Java, and TestNG parameters. Okay, click on OK and click on next and click on finish. So testng.xml got created, guys. First point is done. So now I want to give all my input data. Okay, 1 second, guys. So 1 second. So now I want to give, now I want to mention all my, okay. So now I want to mention all my input data in the testng.xml. So let's give after test block, just copy this parameter name is equal to value. Parameter name is equal to like this. So here I'm giving my, so here I'm giving browser, username, password, and variable name is skill name, and another one is skill description. So parameter name is equal to skill description. So here I am giving Java 1.2 and Java 1.2 description. So I had given all my input data in the testng.xml. Okay, let me save this one. So this part is clear to everyone. So now I want to retrieve all this input data in my testng class file. So to write that part, okay, what I am doing is, so go to your TestNG program. Okay, where is that TestNG parameters program? So go to your program, and prior to @test, you need to write this line of code. @parameters, @parameters, and whatever names you had given. So browser, okay, parameter names, and what is the parameter name? Username, and password, and the next one, skill name, comma, skill description. Got the point? So I'm reading all my input data from testng.xml through @parameters. And this input data, if you want to get this input data at the method local level, you have to create your variables. So let me create variables. String browser1 is equal to string username 1 is equal to string password 1 is equal to string skill name 1 is equal to string skill description 1 is equal to. So I have created local variables at the method level. So whatever this browser parameter value, it will come to here. So what value we had given here? Let me give Chrome. So browser value, it contains Chrome. Username value contains admin, and password value contains admin123. It will come here. Skill name value, it will come to here. Skill description value, it will come to here. Okay, once all my input data is available, so now let's replace the local variables. That's it. So your program will be executed. Okay, 1 second, guys. Username 1, password 1. Okay. Oh, okay. I have given wrong. Okay, username 1, password 1, skill name 1. Skill description 1. Okay, and I'm saving my TestNG program. So username credentials are clear and skill page is clear. So if I will run this TestNG program, okay, it will read input data from testng.xml and my TestNG class will be executed with those in. So I cannot go and run this program directly through TestNG class, because in the TestNG class, the parameter values are coming from testng.xml. So you must have to execute this program only through testng.xml. So let's open testng.xml and run this program now. Run as testng suit. So this time, so all the input values, it will go to through @parameters, and this values is coming to here. So Java 12 record got created. Okay, so like that. So now let me come back to another thing. So in this program, yesterday we had written if browser one dot equals of, so what is the value we had given here? Chrome. If browser one dot equals of Chrome, equals of Chrome. One second. So, and if browser one dot equals of edge browser, okay, so then we have to write edge driver. So let's import edge browser. So if the browser value is edge in the testng.xml, your program will be executed on edge browser. If browser value is Chrome, it is executed on that one. So now let me give, this time I want to execute my program on edge browser. I changed my input data. Let me run my program. Okay, so through testng.xml, I'm going to run this program. Run as testng suit. So program is executing on edge browser. Just observe, this is not Chrome browser. So your program is executing on edge browser. So in the if condition, the browser one value is matching to edge. So it's launched edge browser, and all set of driver commands also executed on edge browser itself. Okay. So in the interviews, people are asking a question: how do you implement browser compatibility testing? So you have to tell in the TestNG.xml parameter name is equal to browser and value is equal to, I can specify Chrome or Edge. And in my TestNG class, at the rate parameters level, I can pass the browser value to method local variable, and inside the method I can write if browser equals of Chrome, I will call driver is equal to new Chrome driver. If browser equals of Edge, I will call driver is equal to new edge driver, so that remaining all commands will be executed on corresponding browser combination. So like that, I had implemented browser compatibility testing. Everyone is clear? Okay. So like this, we can use TestNG parameters. What is the point? So TestNG parameters means just you must have to execute your program through TestNG through TestNG.xml only, because all the input data we are reading from TestNG only. So this input data, so suppose if you are going and executing this program, what will happen? See, run as TestNG test. It won't be executed because the input data cannot be retrieved. See, browser is required at the rate test method. So it is asking browser parameter is required. So you cannot execute directly to the TestNG class file. Okay. So now let me tell you another program. Okay. So I'm copying the same TestNG.xml and I'm pasting in the TestNG parameters. TestNG2.xml got created. Okay. Right. So can I create multiple tests in the TestNG.xml or not? I can create, right? So let me copy this test block and I can paste it. If I am giving two test blocks, what is the thumb rule I said yesterday's class? You have to give different name, test1 and test2. So the test name you have to give unique name. So I had given test name and okay. So here, so here I am giving Java 14 and here I am giving Java 14 description, and here I am giving Java 15 and Java 15 description. So the first program I want to execute on Chrome. Second program I want to execute on Edge browser, because the same package name and class name is same. Okay, so that means test2 is executing on Edge browser with these input values, and test1 is executing with these input values on Chrome browser. Okay, so let me save this program and run the program. Okay, run as TestNG suit. Here, if I will write parallel is equal to tests and thread count is equal to 2 sessions will be started at a time. See, now first iteration it's executing one by one. Chrome browser it's executing. So Java 14, now the second time the program is executing an Edge browser. Okay, so the same program I executed, copied and pasted TestNG block one more time. So I can execute like this. Okay. So everyone is clear how to do browser compatibility testing. So just we will specify the TestNG parameter value, and in the TestNG class we will write @ parameters, and we will create method local variable. And inside the method we will write if browsers equals of Chrome, we will call driver is equal to new Chrome driver. If browser equals of Edge, we will call driver is equal to new Edge driver. So that rest all commands will be executed on corresponding browser combinations. That's it only. Remaining, so just I added this line. So how to implement compatibility testing means this is the main lines of code you have to tell in the interviews. Okay, so where you are specifying the parameters values means in the TestNG.xml, I will write parameter name is equal to browser and value is equal to Chrome. If I will specify value is equal to Edge, so the program will be executed on corresponding browser combination. Clear everyone? Right. So that is known as TestNG parameters. So the concept of TestNG parameters is you are reading input values through TestNG.xml. That's it. And your program is executing through TestNG.xml. So you cannot execute program directly TestNG class. Okay. So everyone is clear about the TestNG parameters. Now let's come back to the TestNG groups concept. Next concept is TestNG groups. TestNG groups. Okay, now let's come back to another program. A TestNG class, can I write multiple test methods or not? Yes. I can write multiple test methods. If I want to execute those test methods in parallel, so yesterday we had seen in the testng.xml at suit level, parallel is equal to methods and thread count is equal to 3 or 4 we specified. So that these test methods got executed in parallel. That's what we had seen, parallel methods concept. Similarly, in this TestNG.xml, in this TestNG class file, it contains multiple test methods. This is one test, and another one is this is on another test method. So there are how many methods? There are 3 methods, and each test method is belongs to particular group. And this method is belongs to which group? Check-in test group. And this test method is belongs to which group? Functional test 1 group. And this method is belongs to functional test and Google group. Okay. So you can give group name whatever I want. So the group name, it could be customer module, billing module. So here this test is belongs to check-in test group. And here this test is belongs to functional test group. And this test is belongs to functional test and as well as Google group. So functional test, how many tests are belongs to? So Mercury is the method is. So this is the functionality is belongs to functional test, and this test is also belongs to functional test and as well as Google group. Now in this program, I want to execute only check-in test related groups only, or I want to execute only functional test group of test methods only I want to execute. So once you generate testng.xml, once you generate your testng.xml, it will populate like this. It will be created like this. Now let me come back to once that is created. So just you are adding after test block, just you are adding this section of content. So groups run is equal to include name is equal to means let's execute this group of test case. Exclude name is equal to don't execute test cases which are belongs to functional test. So that means which test cases cannot be executed here. So this will be executed or not? No, functional test cannot be. And this will be executed or not? Exclude functional test cases don't want to execute. So like that. And include name is equal to Google group. So that means is this will be executed or not? No. If it is in if any of the group name is already in exclusion list, it will be excluded. Even though this Google group is in include list also, but if this group name is, I'm clearly telling don't execute this one. So it will take this one only. Even if the Google group in the list of the execution as well, the first priority it will be taken because you are clearly telling don't execute this one. Okay. So that means all functional tests, it cannot be executed. Only check-in test will be executed. Got the point? Only check-in test will be executed. So let me run my testng.xml. Run as testng suite. So only check-in test related test case only it's executed. One second. So only check-in related test case set of driver commands only it's got executed. Okay, now let me run the program. So Orange HRM application is opening and it is closing. Means only driver commands are executing only for one test case only. Okay, check-in test related. But if I want to execute, okay, so if I want to execute all functional test cases, okay, let's give check-in test. I don't want to execute. Let's execute functional test. Okay, so functional test cases let's execute, but don't execute check-in. Okay, and I'm removing this one as. So this means all functional test cases means. So this will be exclude list. Which one I mentioned? Check-in test. So check-in test cannot be executed. So this method it cannot be executed at all because it is in the exclusion list. This test functional test let's execute, and this test is in the inclusion list. But I haven't specified. So this will be executed. What is the point? So let's execute run TestNG2.xml. So simply whichever exclusion list, those cannot be executed. So like this, two tests got executed. Okay, but exclude check-in test was not executed. So if you want to check the output report, just open the emailable report and see the output report, which is got executed. See, Google Group and Mercury got executed. Those methods only it's got executed. So like that. So in the interviews, people are asking this question. So my TestNG, I want to execute specific group of test cases only. I want to execute specific group of test cases only. So how do you organize? So there are 100 test cases. Out of 100 test cases, 30 are related to customer module and 70 are related to billing module. I want to execute only customer related test case. So simply you can come at the test level groups is equal to customer. And whichever belongs to billing, just specify that one. Let's go to TestNG.xml, include is equal to customer, exclude is equal to billing. So that billing test cases cannot be executed, only customer group of test case will be executed. So this question is asking, I had given 100 test cases, but I want to execute specific group of test cases. So that means the interviewer is asking about TestNG groups concept. So TestNG groups means in the TestNG.xml under group section, under run section, we will specify include name is equal to the group name, exclude name is equal to, we will specify. So that whichever is in include list, those group of test cases will be executed. Whichever list is in exclude list, those group of TestNG classes execution will be, cannot be executed. So like that you have to tell. Okay. So we have learned about TestNG parameters and we have learned about TestNG groups. Now let me tell you one more concept. SRC test our TestNG priorities. Okay. Okay. So here in this TestNG class, how many test methods are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Okay. And there are so many test methods are available. In the earlier beginning of the days, people had written methods like this. So the first method I want to execute open Chrome browser. Second method I want to execute open Orange HRM method. Third method I want to execute login method. So I'm mentioning the priority order at the test level. Priority equal to 1, priority equal to 2. Whichever sequence I want to execute, the order of the method I mentioned, priority 3, priority 4. So after this method only priority 5 method will be executed. Got the point? So these are the lines of code. So like this, we have written the set of driver commands. So if I will, so my test methods, if I want to execute my test methods as per the priority order, you have to write priority equal to 1, priority equal to 2, priority equal to 3. If you want to mention priority equal to -1 also, you can write. -2 also you can mention it. -2, -1, which one is big? -1 is big. So first -2 method will be executed. After that, -1 method will be executed. After that, 0th method will be executed. And after that, one method will be executed. If you don't mention priority, by default, that method, the priority is by default, it is 0. That is the meaning. Okay. So if you don't mention for any of the @test method priority equal to 0, by default, that is the meaning priority equal to 0. If you want to specify explicitly, you can give the order, whichever order that you want. Suppose if I will give priority equal to 1, this got executed. After that, without launching Orange HRM, can I give this one as 2? Because without launching application to URL, where these lines will be executed. So you must have, so as per your execution of flow only, you have to decide the method order. Okay. So after launching URL only, that's why I'm giving the proper order here. Okay. So let me run this program. Run as TestNG test. So in the olden days, people had written methods like this, writing of test methods like this. Might be the URL, the web element properties got changed. So means XPaths and names, IDs are got changed. You can rectify this one. Okay. So like this, these test methods will be executed as per the priority order. Suppose in case if I won't follow the order, your execution will be failed. After launching Orange HRM, okay, and after launching Orange HRM without calling login method means, so here you have to specify the priority order. In case if you don't mention priority order, see, you don't mention here for any of the method, I haven't mentioned priority order. I have not mentioned priority order for any of the method here. So if priority was not given, what is the default priority? So for every method is 0. So in that case, it checks method name as the alphabetical order. So in this case, method name test1 is the method name. Next method is test2. Next method is test3. As per the method alphabetical order, method name as the alphabetical order, and it will be executed. So test4, test5, and test6. Suppose if you are giving ABC, next one is DEF, next one GHI. So method names will be executed as per the alphabetical order. So that means you can specify either priority order, or at least you can follow method name as the alphabetical order. Got the point? Right. So if I will run this program, it will follow as per the method name as the alphabetical order. You can correct the XPaths and names correctly so that these programs will be executed. Okay. So in this program, XPaths and names are not correctly done. So you can correct these things so that it can be executed perfectly. So now, okay, change method name. Suppose here test1 is open Chrome browser. Next method is open Orange HRM, and the next method is test99 login. So after test2, which method will be executed? It will go to test4 only as per the method order. But test2 method Orange HRM is login, and I am trying to execute directly admin nationality is clicking on this one. So without going to login method, so if you follow if you are following in, suppose these elements, it cannot be identified on the login page because you navigated to Orange HRM. After that, it has to enter these values. But you are not following method name as the alphabetical order. Definitely, your methods will be failed because whenever this line got executed on the login page, this element it cannot be located and it will throw no such element exception. I'm unable to find this web element on the login page. So you must have to follow method name as the alphabetical order. In case if you are giving wrong method name, it will throw no such element exception. Obviously, this web element cannot be identified on the login page. Okay, so that means the summary of the concept is if a TestNG class contains multiple @test methods, you have to give priority order. Okay, means whichever method you want to execute top priority, let's give priority equal to 1, priority equal to 2. So that means the test methods will be executed from least order to high priority order, high order. Okay. And if you are not giving the priority order, at least you can follow method name as the alphabetical order. If you are unable to, if you are not able to remember the method name, just you can give test1, test2, test3, test4, so that it will follow method name as the alphabetical order. Got the point? Okay, right. So now we understood priorities. One second. TestNG parameters, and what else we have learned? TestNG groups. Where is that? Where I mentioned TestNG groups. Okay. One second. Right, this one. So today's date. 29. Okay. 29 labs. Okay, now I want to upload it. May 17. యామిని ఫోల్డర్ షేర్ పాయింట్ మరి నా స్పేస్ ఆపుతుంది, నా దాంట్లో గూగుల్ డ్రైవ్ లో స్పేస్ ఆపుతుంది. కెనాట్ క్రియేట్ ఆర్ ఎడిట్ అప్లోడ్ నాట్ ఎనఫ్ స్పేస్ ఫర్ 1 month. సో ఓకే, యామిని ఇది యామిని ఇచ్చిన షేర్ పాయింటే కదా ఇది. మరి మనకెందుకు మన దాంట్లో స్పేస్ అయిపోయినట్టు చూపిస్తుంది? ఓకే, నేను చూసి చెప్తాను. ఓకే, సో దట్స్ ఇట్ గైస్ ఫర్ టుడేస్ క్లాస్. సో hope everyone understood. So in the interviews asking about how do you implement browser compatibility testing? What is the explanation we have to tell? In the testng.xml, parameter name is equal to browser, value is equal to Chrome or Edge. And at the rate test level, I will write at the rate parameters. So that testng.xml will be passed to at the rate parameters. And at the rate parameters value, it will be passed to method local variable. So inside the method, I will write if browser equals case of driver is Chrome, then I will write driver is equal to new Chrome driver. If browser equals case of Edge, then I will write driver is equal to new Edge driver. So that all commands will be executed on corresponding browser commands. That's it. TestNG parameters concept is completed. Okay, and remaining parameter values you can specify, it will come automatically. And if you want to execute a test methods if you want to execute a TestNG class contains multiple test methods. I want to execute as per the priority order. Let's give test level priority equal to 0, priority equal to 1, priority equal to 2. So the test methods will be executed from least priority to high priority order. If you don't mention priority order, at least you follow method name as the alphabetical order. If two methods names priority is same, which method will be executed first? So it will check for the method name as the alphabetical order. So this is the question people are asking. When priority is same, it will check for the method name as the alphabetical order. That is the second criteria it will check. Okay, if in case any of the test method is not mentioned priority order, default is 0. So a test method contains priority as -2, -1, 0 and 1. How the execution order it will follow? You have to tell least to high. -2 will be executed first, -1, 0 and 1. And what is the another concept I said? TestNG groups. So at the test level, you can specify the group name. And in the testng.xml, groups run include is equal to name, exclude is equal to name. Whichever group names in include list, those will be executed. Whichever group names is under exclude name, those test cases cannot be executed. So I want to execute 100 test cases. Out of 100, I don't want to execute the 30 test cases. Can you please let me know what is the process? They are asking. So in the TestNG.xml under groups under run, I will mention exclude is equal to name is equal to that group name, so that those group of test cases cannot be executed. So I can execute those 70 test cases only. Okay. So that's it on the summary of this thing. So 1 second. So in the hybrid framework, I told you in the during the hybrid framework explanation time, I told you some features. Coming to TestNG framework, we had used all features like we can generate TestNG.xml, we can execute batch file. You are able to understand how to execute a group of TestNG programs batch file. By using TestNG, we can able to execute multiple batch files and suite files. We understood this one as well. And parallel test execution, this feature also we understood. We can generate tests. So this point I don't, so tomorrow's class I will tell emailable reports. And today's class using TestNG parameters, we can able to achieve browser compatibility testing. Just now we had discussed. And there are so many annotation tags. This topic is pending. I will tell you. Okay. And we have completed TestNG data provider. A test can be executed multiple times for different sets of input data. And we just now we discussed TestNG groups. We can execute specific group of test cases by using include name is equal to exclude name is equal to. And the TestNG priorities, as per the priority order, test methods will be executed. Okay, so like that. So we have left with few more concepts only in TestNG, so that TestNG framework will be completed. So we have left with the TestNG listeners and some more things, so that TestNG also features also it will be completed. So after TestNG framework is completed, we have left hardly with the 10 more labs. So after completion of those 10 more labs, we can focus on GitHub. GitHub is very, very important. So in the interviews point of view, how you are uploading your project code into GitHub. Okay, so they will ask you GitHub process. So we will install Git Bash software, and how to upload the project from Eclipse to GitHub. We will see during that time. Postman just a 2 days time. Postman topic is just like API Postman అనేది just a 2 days topic. So it will be complete. ఇవ్వాలి రాయాలి దీనికి డీటెయిల్స్ గా రాయలేదు రాస్తాను. ఓకేనా, ఎవ్రీవన్ ఈస్ క్లియర్. Okay guys, that's it for today.